Hello, everybody. Welcome into your talk. Oh, no, wrong show. Wrong show. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody. Welcome into Talking Fitchburg on this Tuesday, November 30th, 2021. Very special Tuesday evening because we got sports returning back on Fact TV. That's right. We'll be partnering again with the Verona Area School District in the high school sports, winter sports, including but not limited to. We've got basketball, girls and boys basketball. We'll have some swimming. We'll have gymnastics. And we will have one, count it one, wrestling match as well, which I'm excited for. Wrestling's it's very unique sport, and I'm still learning, learn how you really score and win. I think it's all on pins, but it's Andrew, what do you know about this point? Yeah, the point system. Yeah. Yeah, he's like me, I think. He's got to learn it too. But we'll have all of that live here this year on Fact TV and continuing into the spring as well. Which maybe we should start talking about spring. We're so far. I mean, the weather today has been amazing, and we still got a great weather pattern for the rest of the week, so we can't really complain on that. But you'll be indoors here for the sports, and we're happy to bring you those either way here on Fact TV on the Com channel. We'll get you the details coming up in our headlines today. And speaking of the show today, we got a couple of things to talk about. We'll revisit an interview we did earlier with Clean Lakes Alliance and talking about getting those leaves. So most of the leaves at this point are blowing around. So either you just need to get them off the streets or, whatever you need to do to prevent them from getting the lakes. We'll tell you why it's so important to make sure you wrap up that project of the leaves and, do whatever you can to prevent them from getting in the waterways. So important. And we'll check in with our friends at Department of Ag, Trade, Consumer Protection. We're going to be talking about QR codes and scams related to QR codes. So, of course, you scan something out there, it'll take you to wherever, website, info. But scammers are taking advantage of this, and we want to make sure that you know what to do to spot one of these scammers from again taking anything from you. We don't want that to happen here. That's why we'll be continuing to work with Department of Ag, Trade, Consumer Protection on protecting you. Let's talk about the headlines and that game tonight. The Verona Area High School girls basketball team taking host tonight to the Sun Prairie East Cardinal. Are they the Cardinals? I don't even know now. I have to look that up. I don't know what the other team, if it's just going to be Sun Prairie East and West. Like, is that, I don't know what the new, we need to look into that. Either way, this game tonight live, 7:15 p.m. tip-off. So you can tune in for that right here. It'll be after Talking Fitchburg and some few rewinds. And then on Thursday night, we continue our coverage. Thursday night boys basketball team. Yes, it did change. It says boys at the top, but the team that's there is Sun Prairie, and we get all Sun Prairie all this week for basketball. So Sun Prairie East boys basketball, same deal, 7:15 tip-off. You can catch that game again right here on the Com channel. Don't forget, we broadcast to a lot of different places. We'll be able to find this, of course, on our cable channels. You'll be able to find this on our website. You'll be able to watch it through our streaming devices as well. And those streaming devices, Andrew, you were messing around with the streaming devices, and there's a way to even use, and I'm drawing a blank to the app. What's that app called? Screenweave. Yeah, if you can actually put that app on your phone now and watch the stream from your phone. You can watch the stream, of course, on your phone through the website as well, but the app will get you there a little bit faster. So we should probably share that out, huh? Maybe sometime. I don't know. Whatever. Oh my gosh. All right. Other stories for today. It is Giving Tuesday, so why not have a talk about the Giving Tree again this year? Fitchburg Senior Center says we want to give our seniors in need a greater choice and the ability of independently shop for their needs. That's why we are asking for donations of gift cards for grocery or home goods stores like Target, Walmart, Walgreens, Hy-Vee, with a value of $25 and above. Gift cards can be mailed or dropped off at the Fitchburg Senior Center, 5510 Lacey Road, backside of City Hall and the Community Center, Fitchburg. And you can say, attention, Senior Tree, if you do send those in via the mail. But if you want to help out, the Giving Tree has been always a great what do I want to say here? Great event. And helping seniors out with helping them with during the holiday season. It's a really good thing. I'm speechless. That's the problem here. I'm so speechless because it works so well. Do you buy into that, Andrew? It's fun because you can't hear him. He only can talk to me, and that it was like, yes. All right, winter process art from the Fitchburg Public Library is set on Wednesday, December 1st. Create a unique piece of art using items found in nature. Learn how the Fitchburg you can learn how to do this through the library's Facebook page. So, winter process art. You can find a lot of things outside right now since there's no snow on the ground. So get out there, have an adventure, as they say. All right, everyone ages 18 and older should get a booster shot. Today, it says the CDC is strengthening its recommendation on COVID-19 vaccine booster doses. Everyone 18 and older should get a booster shot either when they are 6 months after their initial Pfizer or Moderna shots or 2 months after the initial Johnson & Johnson Janssen vaccine. The emergence of the and I haven't gotten this one down. Is it Omicron? Omicron variant further emphasizes the importance of a vaccination boosters and other prevention efforts needed to protect against COVID-19. While there is much to learn about this new variant, we do know that COVID-19 vaccines are the best tool to avoid serious illness and hospitalization. Yeah, so we don't know a lot about it, but definitely a big push here to get your vaccine or get those booster shots scheduled. Andrew and I both we had our schedule, so we're looking forward to getting poked, as they say, or maybe not. I don't know. Yeah, we'll leave it at that. All right, new dog park at Anderson Farm County Park. Announces the expansion of a new dog park at the Anderson Farm County Park, located in the town of Oregon. It's 35-acre dog park, includes premier fencing with a separate small dog area, limestone hiking trails through restored prairie, and 2 paved parking lots with electric vehicle charging stations, stormwater basin, restrooms, and even an edible orchard. Is that right? Interesting. Don't forget to purchase a dog permit. Purchase online at reservedane.com. All right, today is Giving Tuesday. You want to make sure you donate wisely. BBB has a few tips. We shared some of that with Tiffany Schultz yesterday. You can check that out up on our Facebook YouTube page. But here are the things you should watch out for today to really make sure that you don't get scammed and you are donating because you want to help the cause, not lose out on trying to help out somebody. So watch out for name similarities. Review the website carefully. Avoid on-the-spot donation decisions from unfamiliar organizations. Be wary of emotional appeals. Check the state charity officials. You can make sure that they are legit. BBB has that available too. Avoid charities that don't disclose. Rely on standard-based evaluations. And research tax status. Those are all easy ways to make sure you are donating. There are so many people, so many great organizations out there, but you want to make sure that you are doing your part to do a little research before you just donate. For more information on Giving Tuesday and other giving days, you can see the cover story of Wise Giving Guide. It's part of BBB. You can go to their website, bbb.org/Wisconsin. And you can contact the BBB, by the way, and report fraudster. Or if you have any questions, that information's on your screen. You can find out again more about scams or just great safety tips overall to protecting yourself. They've got a great Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube page that can help you out with that. And we've got a lot of great stuff. We've talked about shopping all this past week. So a lot of great safety tips out there on our Facebook page, YouTube page as well. All right, that does it for our headlines. Coming up next, we're opening up our digest, and we're excited to talk with Clean Lakes Alliance. They were here earlier in the month. We'll share the details on why it's so important that you pick up those leaves this holiday season. It's next right here on Talking Fitchburg.
It takes all of us to slow the spread of the coronavirus. So follow guidance from authorities where you live and stay home unless absolutely necessary. Use a delivery service for essential items like food and medicine. If you must make essential trips, stay 6 feet apart from other people. Wear a cloth face covering and wash your hands for at least 20 seconds as often as possible. Visit coronavirus.gov for the latest information.
Severe weather can strike anytime, anywhere, but there's a simple way to stay safe. Hey, Jim Cantori here. I stay safe in dangerous weather by planning ahead. You can stay safe too with a few easy steps. Build an inexpensive kit with supplies for your family's needs. Write down important information like phone numbers and medications. Always talk with your family and remember any pets in your planning. Be ready, be safe. Start your plan today at ready.gov/plan.
Hey, boss. Okay.
I said I'm fine.
See you in the morning with the frosted Superman, but it wasn't on it, and we lost it. In my head, in my head, in my head. Where you at? Underlay in my head.
Hey, son.
Hey, Bob.
You know you can talk to me.
Yeah.
We're all just trying to keep things running for those who rely on us.
Ready!
That's why we don't have time to be sick with the flu. And especially this year, no one has time to get sick. Get a flu shot for yourself and those around you too.
Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Joining me today from the Clean Lakes Alliance, we've got James Ty. James, welcome back to the show, and thank you for being here. Appreciate it.
Thank you for the invite back.
We got in depth last time, and again, there's so many things that you guys are doing that are amazing, and we want to focus today as we finish up the end of fall here, transition into the winter, and things that you can do to again stop the phosphorus, stop the things that are hurting our lake streams and rivers. So let's dive in to the leaves as we wrap up here. We've gotten some cold weather recently. The leaves are falling like crazy. What should folks do with their leaves instead of just leaving them in place?
Well, the leaves are the biggest contributor to phosphorus from lakes from urban environments. Those leaves, when they're in the street, sort of create a tea bag. So when the water goes through those leaves, they pull out all the tannins, all the phosphorus, or anything like that, and actually goes into a lake. So just like a tea bag that you sort of dip down on and the tea turns brown, you're basically doing that, and the lake is eventually going to take that phosphorus. Phosphorus is going to turn into algae, which makes lakes green. So the first thing that we really do, just like if you're pulling out of your driveway and you're going to go to work, if you see some trash on the curb and gutter in front of your home, you're probably going to pick it up, right? We want to get to the point that everybody sort of thinks about leaves. Let's get the leaves out of the street. Leaf-free streets is what we're looking for. The curb, the gutter, into the street, whatever you're comfortable. Don't go on traffic and do it. But, and then what do you do with those leaves? Well, I think we have 21 different municipalities in our community. Everybody has a different way of doing that. Fitchburg has a way, Madison has a way. But really, you want to put them on the terrace for pickup. You can mulch them also, so just put them in your backyard and composting, and they're great for your garden beds. That's really important. And so if we can change the culture that, leaves are to be out of the street, just like trash, that's what we're aiming for. And then, and you can do that even into the winter. I mean, even after it snows, there's still leaves coming out and they're blowing around. So we just want to do that year round. It's not just one weekend. Just like you cut your grass maybe 7 days, 1 day every 7 days, we want you to do when you clean up, go out there and pick up that curb and gutter.
Yeah, you say composting leaves. I started doing that. Somebody turned me onto it a couple of years ago, and I've never had the dirt, it just crumbles.
Yeah.
So now I collect the leaves even from the neighbors and put them in the garden as well because it works so well and composts really good. So it's a great alternative to using those leaves for another purpose. And mulching too in the lawn is really great. It's almost like a fertilizer, and bad word to say, I'm sure, in front of you, but either way, it works to your advantage. Are we going to get to a day where we'll issue an alert? Because I always think of that when we get in this time of season and it starts to rain, we almost seem like an alert day, and I don't want to use it because some of the stations use that, but an alert day to make sure that we got to get those out of the street and think about the runoff.
Yeah, there are some days I think that more leaves come down, but I think the long-term goal is just like you cut your lawn, it's not just one alert day, but there's alert day every Sunday when you cut the lawn. And just get in the habit. You're changing that culture, because when I was a kid, we completely changed the culture for recycling. I mean, when I was a kid, I'm a little bit maybe older than you, all we had was tying up the newspaper with twine. That was it. And then we moved to cans, and you would take the cans and you'd take it to a mall parking lot and put it in a machine and get some quarters. And then we got, you would take it maybe to a recycling place yourself. Then we got the city came about and we got 2 trash cans. And then we started remodeling kitchens and we got drawers. So there's a long scenario from where we are today to where we want to go. But our community is so good at changing what we do. And faster we can move that leaves are picked up whenever you see them. Once a week as part of your chores. Give it to your son or daughter and give them a couple bucks. It's a great enterprise for them.
Absolutely. Well, as we transition into fall, or out of fall and into the wintertime, salt becomes kind of the next thing of Wisconsin, because we've got the different snow and ice and everything. What's your perspective on salt use? And that seems to be a growing trend of awareness as well, I feel like, especially in the last 5 to 10 years.
Yeah, so winter is coming from that popular show.
Oh, why did you have to say that?
Oh, sorry.
Come on.
So there's a couple of things. As climate change continues, we are going to be in this space where sometimes it rains, sometimes it freezes, sometimes it snows, and then it goes back to warming up, which creates more ice. So actually, it's with climate change, our part of the country is going to say more of this changing back and forth, which creates that ice. So salt is really bad. It doesn't really go away, whether it's going into the aquifer or going to the stormwater system. A very little bit of salt can make a big difference. It's basically like 1 cup for a 4x4 area can do it, because the specks don't need to be clumped. You ever go by and somebody has like a little mound of salt, and you're just like, oh my goodness, that's not doing you any good. So light amount of salt-wise is a great cooperative organization that's talking about reducing the amount of salt. So it's something really easy, because you actually don't have to do anything. As far as leaves, we're asking you to do something. Salt-wise is even easier. Being wise about how you use your salt, just use less. Just like you're probably supposed to do less on your food, we want less on the ground. But coming up on December 1st, we have a contest called Mendota Freeze. You actually can guess the date. Lake Mendota will freeze, and there's a $1,000 prize given up by Land's End. So you can go buy some nice warm clothing for the winter. But it's free, open to all, and it opens on December 1st. And, climate change is happening. The date that Lake Mendota freezes is slowly getting less freeze dates. It's just a great way to be people aware of that. And boy, do people get competitive about it. There's whole families that talk about it over Thanksgiving, and there's arguments, and there's people who do science, and people who just throw a dart at the wall. But we're looking forward to the winter. It's a great time of year because when the lakes are frozen, they are our largest parks.
Yeah, they are. And they're great. It's, again, beautiful time, too. Another great time to hike and see those Great Lakes. If people want to find out more about what you're doing, about stuff you talked about today, how can we do that?
You can go to Clean Lakes Alliance, and there's a tab called What Can I Can Do? Get educated, learn about what you can do at your home, and advocate for the lakes.
All right, James, thank you so much again for your time. I appreciate it, and we'll look forward to having you back on the show. And let's see, my guess is going to be the 31st of December.
Thank you very much.
I'm going there. All right, well, take a quick break. More to come. You're watching Talking Fitchburg.
You could be spreading the coronavirus without realizing you have it. So follow guidance from authorities where you live and do your part. It's important to limit in-person interaction with anyone outside of your immediate household. But phone and video chat are safe ways to connect. It's also important to limit any social gathering. This advice applies to people of any age, including teens and younger adults. Visit coronavirus.gov for the latest information.
After you joined our family, it was like, I really do feel complete now.
Our hearts are made stronger by how we treat others.
Put her there.
The light you share can impact those around you, but so can the darkness.
Later, twerps! Did Pete saying mean things bother you?
So when you reach out to another person, take a moment to consider how they will feel and let your heart be the key to making a difference. Because of you, someone's entire day, year, or even life can change.
In every heart, there's hope.
Brandon met a girl on a dating app. He finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being...
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving.
She must be a keeper.
We're all just trying to keep things running for those who rely on us. That's why we don't have time to be sick with the flu.
We don't have time for delays.
Ready!
We don't have time for spills.
Next.
We don't have time for setbacks. Let's be real.
Getting the flu shot
helps you fight the flu.
Get a flu shot for yourself and those around you too.
Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Joining today from the Department of Ag, Trade, Consumer Protection. Got Laura Sutherland here. Laura, welcome back to the show. Today we're going to be talking about how scammers are using QR codes. I feel like QR codes took off, then went down, and now they're kind of on the up and up for being used more and more. Tell us, what are you finding?
Yes. Hi, Jeremy. Nice to see you. QR codes, right. Scammers seem to ruin everything. They're still actually very useful, and we should continue to use them. But we should, like everything, be skeptical and do our homework and make sure we don't just flippantly use them without thinking about the repercussions. And this is because, so for everybody that doesn't know, most people do know, but companies use QR codes to point consumers to their apps, track packages, view menus. A lot of us have become more familiar with them over the pandemic. So we have contactless ordering. So they're really useful in that way, in a lot of ways. And they direct you to a website so you can then shop or order or whatever it is. But because they can't be read by the human eye, they're a way for scammers to disguise malicious links. So that means just because there's a QRL code there doesn't mean you should be clicking on the link that it tells you to click on. QR codes are scanned when your phone camera looks at the QR code, and then it takes you to a website. And they can use technology to direct you to a phishing website. And we talk about these all the time, where they steal your personal account information, your financial information, and your PII. So what you should do is, if you're wanting to use a QR code, make sure you take a close look at the website that they're taking you to before you enter in any information into that website. So we often talk about HTTPS websites, the S showing that it's secure. If it takes you to a website and you want to enter in financial information or personal identifying information, make sure it has that S. Make sure it's the website it says it's going to take it to. So a lot of times these phishing websites will take you to a website that they tell you is something familiar to you, but then when you hover over the URL, you realize it's a bunch of words or names or letters that you don't recognize and are not readily identifiable. Obviously, then don't use that website. Be wary of shortened website links. If the URL shortened link appears when you scan your QR code, understand that you cannot know where that code is directing you, and it could be hiding a malicious URL. So, and watch out for signs or flyers that are out there that have been tampered with, right? Some scammers will attempt to take what looks like a totally legitimate flyer from maybe your town hall and put a QR code over it that is incorrect or a scam or what have you, and will take you to a malicious malicious website. So one way you can try to prevent it, apart from all what I just discussed, is to download an antivirus app that allows you to determine whether or not that QR code is taking you to a malicious website. And those apps do exist. Now, DADCAP hasn't vetted all those apps to tell you about which one you should try or not. So as always, do your homework. I'm sure there's a fair amount written up about them. But that's one way to protect yourself from these QR codes. We're not telling you not to use them. They're super useful. But like everything, do your homework before you just click and start entering your information.
Are you guys getting a lot of reports of unwanted? So you get a message, an email, something where it's an unwanted, unsolicited message, and that these QR codes are appearing within those.
So we get all kinds of reports about phishing, and they come in all different forms, as you know, pop-up text, QRL codes, phishing websites, but the message is the same, right? Like, you just really have to pay attention about where you're being taken, where the information is coming from. Can you verify it? Does it look secure? And if you can't answer all those questions, proceed with caution and don't enter any PII, personal identifying information, because you just don't know what's going to happen with it.
And if you do think, so you've clicked on one of these and you think that you've been scammed, or you think that you've given out personal information, what's the recommendation from your standpoint on turning that around, if you will?
Well, so it's a good question. If you think that you have been scammed and you've identified and you've entered in financial information into a website that it looks like it's not secure, you should start checking your credit score, your credit report, to see if anything has happened, if anyone has been using your credit information. But what I would suggest is call our 1-800 number, talk to our experts, tell them what you've done and how serious it seems to them, and they can direct you to how to protect your identity, what steps you should be taking to address any concerns that you might have, and to file a complaint. If you've stumbled on a fraudulent website, let us know. Certainly, if you've stumbled on a tampered with banner, we can talk to the community about that. There's all kinds of ways the department will respond to those things. So give us a call at 1-800-422-7128, and we can talk to you about that.
All right, Laura, thank you so much for your time, as always. And we'll look forward to talking and checking in with you folks a little bit later in the month.
Sounds great. Thanks, Jeremy.
You bet. We'll take a quick break. More to come. You are watching Talking Fitchburg.
See on page 4 that the projections need to be flood next Thursday.
Seriously? Thursday? Can't do that.
This is really inconvenient.
I have yoga that day. I have no time for this. So I can't do Thursday, but I can do Friday.
Disasters don't plan ahead. You can. Talk to your loved ones about how you're going to be ready in an emergency. Don't wait. Communicate.
Severe weather can strike anytime, anywhere, but there's a simple way to stay safe. Hey, Jim Cantore here. I stay safe in dangerous weather by planning ahead. You can stay safe too with a few easy steps. Build an inexpensive kit with supplies for your family's needs. Write down important information like phone numbers and medications. Always talk with your family, and remember any pets in your planning. Be ready, be safe. Start your plan today at ready.gov/plan.
If you love them enough to suck the snot out of their nose at 4 a.m., then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Well, welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Wrapping up the show for the day. I want to thank our friends from the Clean Lakes Alliance group. We'll hopefully have those folks back here talk more about ways to protect our waterways. And of course, I want to thank Lara and the staff from the Department of Trade Consumer Protection. We have so many different DATCBB, BBB, Fitchburg Police Department. Go to the graphic, Andrew. Whew, that was a tough read there. Oh boy. Well, if you want to watch again, which I hope you will, check us out on social media and go Wildcats.